Hello and happy winter. This is my final Sacred Sunday recap review video of this year, and we step into a new year with new practices and new opportunities for connection and engagement. So in this video, we're going to briefly share some content from the recap cards from November's practices, things I didn't get to during our usual community practice lives on Mondays, as well as a couple other bits of inspiration and encouragement as we close out this year. So I actually want to start with today's reading from Return. That's my newest book this year, and it can be worked through at your own pace in any way. It's a 90-day devotional reader, but you can start on any day that you want. So this is actually from day 61, which is where I am in the book right now. And this is a really good reminder for us in winter. So inviting you to take a deep breath and settle into your body, into this time, in this place, in your own landscape of living, presencing yourself where and how you are right now. Softly now, settle inward. It is okay to feel small and closed in, hushed and quiet. Times of enforced stillness and involuntary rest can teach us too. Take a deep breath and lean into the expansive. Resist rushing back into overload. Savor the blessing of being here. Remember, you do not have to fill all the space. Instead, inhabit the moment. Embody your magic. Be patient with your own pace. Being here is a precious and powerful gift. Gently now, ease in. You do not need to be afraid of waiting quietly in the dark. Instead, allow it to hold and nourish you as you prepare for change to beckon you onward. So the prompt from the book is soft and settled. And the affirmation is, I dwell in this moment. I dwell in this moment. Okay, so sorry about leaning forward like that. I'm putting my book away. And so I wanted to go ahead and share one of the quotes and questions cards that we also didn't get to during our community practice lives. We're spending a lot of time descending with Inanna through the 7 gates of initiation, and that meant I didn't have as much time as I usually have for my quotes and questions and things like that. So this is a classic from Judy Gran in the book Open Mind. The question about how to understand her now clarifies itself as the wrong question. Perhaps interstand is what we do, to engage with the work, to mix with it in active engagement. Rather than figuring it out, figure it in. Rather than figuring it out, figure it in. So this is a perfect time of year to figure it in, to settle and soften and sink into stillness and quiet and reflection and figure it in. And so people do ask sometimes about this quote, why interstand instead of innerstand? And I don't know the answer to that because this is not a quote that I wrote, it's a quote that I typed down. And perhaps it was typed down originally wrongly in the Open Mind book because innerstand does make a lot more sense than interstand. So it says instead of understand, interstand, but I think we could substitute the word innerstand instead. Let's innerstand ourselves. So anyway, figure it in, innerstand. So journal questions to consider. What am I interstanding, or what am I innerstanding? What am I figuring in? And then some affirmations. I am actively engaged with my life. I figure it in. I innerstand myself. I figure it in, I innerstand myself. So then I'm not actually sure when I'm going to be scheduling this video. So the shop is closing for the season on December 15th. So we'll be closed until approximately January 10th, maybe January 9th, we will reopen. So we're going to be closed for almost a month. So January 15th to December 15th to January 9th or 10th. And then we're actually going to be closed again in February. So we're just going to have a brief period of openness in January, and then we'll be closed again in February. And that is because we are traveling and because we are considering the direction the shop is taking this year and the prioritizing of where our time and energy goes and what we're going to be working on and things like that. And so we have 2 trips scheduled with our family, and rather than tote the business with us, we're going to go ahead and be closed during those time periods. And so anyway, wanted to share that with you. In the shop, if we're still open when you watch this video, we do have some classic Lilith goddesses in our month of Lilith. We have our new giant cauldron goddess with her nice open cauldron. She can have a little buddy in there, or you can add offerings, etc. in there. Nothing flammable, please, but you can add offerings in there. And so we have those in the shop. We also have some pre-orders on printed copies of A Book of Magic Days, which is our signature core offering on the Goddess Magic Mystery School on Patreon in 2026. And so for people who have trouble accessing printing where they are, I'll go ahead and get the spiral bound copies printed for you at Staples. So that listing is also available in the shop. Members of the community get those files printable. Actually, the January book is available to everybody for free to print your own. So the shop listing is just for people who maybe find it challenging to get a spiral bound copy printed where they are. And so I'll get them printed for you instead, but that's also available in the shop. And so now I have a couple more cards to close with from the Color Recap deck. The Color Recap cards are available to members of the Goddess Magic community on Patreon as well. It's a deck of cards from our month's practices. And then, so anyway, those cards are available to you there. And here is a reminder here in winter. We have arrived, ready or not, into our own lives, leaving the crossroads behind. We have chosen being here. Now we accept the invitation of the cave. No matter what clamors at us or asks for time or shouts at us to look away, we step inside. We deepen into stillness, into reflection, into contemplation, into our own calm center of rebirth and renewal. We claim this space and this time in our own names. It is here that we will strengthen and recover, here that we will reclaim and reclaim and return. Here we will embody our own magic and our own knowing and steep in the power we need to live it into being. Steep in the power we need to live it into being. So may you enjoy some sacred space descending into the darkness divine, into the wisdom of cave time. Thank you so much for being here. Happy winter, happy December, happy winter solstice, happy New Year as well. May you listen to your inner wisdom. May you listen to the crone of winter, and may you honor the wisdom of cave time. Thanks so much for being here. Keep living your magic, everybody, and I'll see you next year. Bye-bye.